Did you know that you can get more Google reviews by simply paying for them? Well, let me kind of explain what I mean, because it's probably not what you're thinking, and it's 100% ethical, right? So let me go back to a story here and tell me if this sounds familiar. You ask a client to leave you a review. You've just gotten them an amazing result, and the client says, absolutely, I'd love to leave you a review. And then they go home and they never leave you the review, right? Has that ever happened to you? It happens to most lawyers pretty frequently, right? Well, there's a TED Talk by a guy named Derek Sivers that kind of explains why I think this happens, right? He has a TED Talk. It's called Don't Tell Anyone Your Goals or something like that, right? And essentially the gist of the talk is that when you have a goal, whether it's quit smoking or lose weight or train for a marathon or climb Mount Everest or whatever it is, if you tell someone your goal, you are less likely to achieve that goal because your brain cannot tell the difference between actually achieving the goal and just telling somebody about the goal subconsciously, right? So what happens is you say, I'm going to lose weight, and the person says, that's amazing, that's fantastic. So what happens is your brain, all the endorphins in your brain starts firing once you hear that and you get that validation, and it creates a social reality in your brain that makes you get the feeling of accomplishment, so you're much less likely to actually achieve the goal, right? So I think that reviews work exactly the same way, because a client has absolutely no incentive whatsoever to leave you a 5-star review, with the exception of they get this feeling of good, that they did something good for you, right? But the problem is that when you say, hey, would you leave me a review? They say, absolutely, I would love to leave you a review. And it's not that they don't mean to leave you a review, but the problem is that by saying yes, they are now triggering those endorphins in their brain and creating the social reality and that feeling that they've already left the review and they've already done something nice for you. So now there's no incentive for them to do it later, right? So this is where paying comes in. Now, I'm not saying you pay your clients, because you shouldn't pay your clients, because you can get in a lot of trouble for that. But somebody has to have something in it for them. They've got to have some sort of skin in the game. So instead of paying your clients, bonus your employees, bonus your staff attorneys, bonus your paralegals, bonus your administrative assistants every single time that they get a review for you, right? Now, this is very, very important, because what's cool about this is that it, one, will increase staff morale, because they'll be able to make a little bit of extra money while helping the law firm grow. And here's what I want you to think about. This is not an expense. This is an investment, because you pay them one time. Maybe it's $50 for the review, or even $100 for the review, or whatever it is that you work out. I've seen anywhere from $25 to $250 for a review. Just depends how bad you want them to get it, right? And what ends up happening is you pay one time, but that review will live on Google for years and years and years and years. And once you have 200 reviews, your law firm's revenue is going to increase by 44%. Bazaar Voice found that whenever a law firm, actually whenever any business, including law firms, gets 200 reviews, their revenues increase by 44%. So whatever you made last year, multiply it by 0.44, divide that number by 200, and that is how much each review is worth for you. And odds are, so for example, if you made $1 million last year, then that means that each review is worth $2,200. So if you can pay $50 to your staff attorney or your paralegal or your administrative assistant to get you a review that is worth at least $2,200 for you, and that's $2,200 in 1 year. Remember, every year that will continue. Then that is an absolute no-brainer. So the moral of the story is that the reason that people don't leave you reviews is because there's no incentive. So the easiest way to do it is to give them some incentive. Now, you can't incentivize your clients, but you can incentivize your staff. So with that said, go on, incentivize your staff, and get those reviews. Talk to you later.